Cross out. So part of the time when the lake was up to here, he was on the lake. He was repairing the work. And this area here then was bought by a person by the name of Gallagher. Gallagher bought all this land around Wilbur. So Gallagher decided that he wanted to put trailer courts in there. In order to do that, he started to fill it. And Wilbur brought a lawsuit against him, claiming that he didn't have the right to do that. He went to court, and the lower court said that he did. And then it went to the higher court, and the higher court says no. He had to remove any fill on the shorelands which restricted public rights. The public had the right of navigation, even the seasonal and artificial. So what that meant was that this is something like tidelands that we have here, where there's a created land in front of the tidelands. And so Gallagher had to remove the fill out here. So that lawsuit really worried the title companies because Seattle was filled. And although Seattle was on tidelands and this is on shorelands, it was really the same thing. And they were afraid that there was going to be some problems over that, but there never was. So I guess that took care of that. But that's the case in Chelan.
That area on the map, does that look like that?
No, it's I think it's further back up towards 97 comes down.
Okay.
But I was looking on the satellite photo last night, and it looks like they're still vacant. They're too big.
What's out there?
Too big. It's man-made rectangular lots that project out there.
It was filled out?
Yeah, and they've been there. 2 of them have been there for at least 40 years that I know of.
Well,
a little further north of that, I think.
That sounds something like this.
Yeah, but they're perfectly square filled,
yeah.
But there's a third one it looks like now.
Yeah.
Unless maybe they were all there all along and I just couldn't see that they were straight.
Now, I don't know who owns that area because like in a dam, for instance, like the dams on the Columbia River, you know, they raise the water and they got easements on each side to do that. So there's probably ownership there, but there is an easement to bring the water over it. And they normally do that on dams. There is a dam here, by the way. It does. That's why there's a fluctuation. The fact is, there's a little river that runs from the end of Lake Chelan down to the Columbia River, which was the smallest river in the state of Washington. Okay, well, I don't know. I've got a lot of stuff here.
You were showing earlier a couple of lakes, and one of them was kind of an arc shape. And you showed how it was broken up down the center of the lake as opposed to using the thoughways. I didn't hear your explanation for.
Well, okay, Joe. I think maybe I shouldn't have said remark about a thoughway. The thoughway is the deepest part of the channel.
Correct.
It's an old German word, and it has to do with navigation. That's where the boats go. So, in any river, there's a thoughway, and there's also a center line of the river. And the center line of the river is usually what you use if it is a non-navigable river. The people on both sides of that river own half the river. But which doesn't always agree with the thoughway. The only time that might come up is if a guy wrote a legal description, owned both sides of it, and wrote a legal description, well, to the thoughway.
Change.
Then you know it goes to where it goes.
Gotcha. Yeah, because on that description, the one lake everybody owned out to the center.
Yeah.
And then on the other film you had, it's kind of like a arc-shaped lake. And you said that they just said owned to
that's kind of up to the surveyor to make that determination. Well, let's see. I guess what I could do is talk a little bit about tide limits, because that's most complicated. And